take a L no more. Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dog and get money. Never gonna take no loss. Never gonna lose my sauce. All I know is chase this and get money. Get money. Good morning.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are back. We are Dog Awful Betting. We are here in Las Vegas. Well, I'm in Las Vegas. These guys are in Missouri, but I'm at the South Point Sportsbook and Casino. We're back with another podcast. Today, we're going to do pass catching groups for the AFC divisions. We're going to rank them 1 through 4 today. But before we do that, give us a like, a share, a follow. We would appreciate it as we build our following up and all that good stuff. We are on Twitter as well. We are on Facebook as well. Just look us up at Dog Awful Betting. We do appreciate that as we kind of build up our following. Hopefully we can get famous and have a lot more fun doing this stuff. But yeah, like I said, let's get started with the pass catching groups today. Puffy, you want to go first and share your top 4 of the AFC East?
Sure. So to start for the East, I actually have the Patriots at number 4. They don't have a 1,000-yard receiver coming back this year. Based on their depth chart, the tight end Gesicki is the only one. He's had 5 touchdowns. They've got Juju. He came there this year, and Parker, and then that Butte from LSU, the rookie. So I'm not really sure what that kid's going to be able to do. So I've got them at 4. At 3, I actually have the Bills. Diggs is a stud, 1,430 yards, 11 touchdowns. But after that, they've got Davis and then really Knox. They don't have much depth there. There's not a lot of big names there. So I had them at 3. At 2, I have the Jets. I think they have a lot of potential, especially with Rodgers. Wilson had 1,100 yards as a rookie. I think he's going to be a machine with Rodgers. McCole Hardman came over there, so I think he's going to be a nice little addition for him. And then, you've got some of Rodgers' old targets. You got Cobb and Lazard that came with him. So there's some familiarity there with them. So I think they're going to be a pretty good unit. And then they got Uzoma, however you say it, is the tight end. So I think they're going to be pretty solid. And then at 1, I think it's pretty obvious it's the Dolphins. They have a 4x1 relay team out there. They got Hill and Waddle. It's unbelievable how fast those guys are, and you put them together. If Tua can stay healthy, I think they're going to be, really formidable. I did see that they had that Robbie Anderson or Chosen Anderson, but I actually saw today that they cut him, so he won't be a factor at all. But I'm sure they'll find somebody to help with the depth there. So so I got Pats 4, Bills 3, Jets 2, Dolphins 1 to start the year.
Okay, not bad. What do you got, Seffy?
Along those same lines, I got the Pats 4. I always have a soft spot for Juju. I think he's in a better situation now that he's moved on to the Pats. Someone can get him the ball. I have the Jets number 3. Wilson's a stud. He's definitely one of the best. And I think he's gonna be pretty awesome this year with a real quarterback behind him. And like he's Puffin said, was and a few guys that Rodgers brought over. Rodgers is just going to improve the whole group, I think, if they can protect him. I have the Bills 2nd. Diggs and Davis, like Puffin said, the Bills always kind of come in with a tight end hype. And now we've got this Dalton Kincaid that they say is just going to run all over the field and be in different spots. And it's this exciting player. And, I've heard this before from the Bills saying they were going to open things up or make things more exciting. And it never really seems to materialize with the Bills. So until I see it, I think it's going to be, the boring Dawson Knox, 30, 40 catches a year is all they'll do at tight end. And number 1, obviously, is the Dolphins. Tyreek and Waddle, they're just scary. They're everywhere. And, like you said, if Tua stays healthy, they are a scary team.
Yep. I back up exactly everything that Sethi just says. I got the Pats 4 again, just kind of echoing everything they just said. They are a team to me that doesn't really have a whole lot to offer. I mean, they improved their wide receivers, but Belichick's never really produced high end receiving cores. Like, I mean, he's always had like an Edelman that would maybe catch a lot of passes and everything else like that. And he had at least one time when he had, of course, Randy Moss in there. But as far as producing wide receivers, he's always been a defense, run the ball kind of guy. So I got them 4, and then 3 I have the Jets. The reason why I have the Jets below the Buffalo Bills right now, I do think that their receiving core has potential to be better than the Buffalo Bills, but I still just have Diggs just up there and Davis until the others can just prove themselves, and it might happen this year. I'm going to stick with the veterans. I'm going to stick with those who just know the route running, know everything else about it, and they already have chemistry with their quarterback. Just because Rodgers he's really good, doesn't mean there's excellent chemistry in there yet. So I think potentially the Jets will get past them, but as of right now, I just still have Buffalo as Jets is number 2, Buffalo 2, Jets 3, Buffalo 2, and then Miami 1. Again, everything that Miami does is just, I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, and I've known everything that Tyreek Hill can do, and this guy is a freak on the field. When you can get him the ball, he can in open space or even on those quick outs, he can just do a lot with the ball. And add Waddle to that on the opposite side. I mean, they're just a tough group to beat. That's for sure.
Yeah, another podcast, another Chiefs mention. What can we say?
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right, so my side is messed up again. I can't see you guys. I can hear you guys. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So
we'll just keep rolling for now. All right, let's go to the AFC North and Puffy, what do you got?
So to start, I have the Ravens at 4. Bateman's, he played 7 games last year. OBJ is coming off the injury, and Zay Flowers is a rookie, so it's really got to see what they have. With that, I know they have Mark Andrews, who's a stud tight end, but we don't really know what OBJ is going to be. And I think Bateman actually might be hurt at the moment, so we don't even know if he's going to be, there to start. So I got them at 4. I have the Steelers at 3. Johnson, Pickens. I think George Pickens. I think he's going to be a stud. He is super talented. Deontay Johnson. That him and Pickens both, they had over 800 yards apiece last year. So I think Pickens is going to make a big jump this year in his second year. And then they have Pat Freiermuth, who is a pretty good tight end in and of itself. And then at number 2, I actually have the Browns with Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Njoku, Peoples-Jones. I think they're pretty solid. I think they're going to be really good with Watson this year. I actually went to the game, saw them play on Saturday, and they looked pretty good. So pretty excited to see what they have. And then, the obvious is the Bengals at 1. They've got basically 2 number 1s and a number 2 with Chase Higgins and Boyd. So I think they're going to be really, really good. And I think they're the class of this division for the receiving core.
All right, Seffi, what do you got?
So I have a little bit of difference with Puffins. I have the Browns at 4 with Amari Cooper getting up there. The thing about this division, I like all 4 of the rosters. I don't think one is, terrible. So the Browns coming in at 4th, they're deep with Elijah Moore and Peoples-Jones, and I like the tight end this year, Njoku. So, them coming in 4th is saying quite a bit because they're still good. But I have the Ravens 3rd with Beckham returning. I don't know how exactly he'll be, but I think Bateman's a question mark. But with Zay Flowers coming in and Mark Andrews a stud at tight end, I like their overall receiving core. I have Pittsburgh 2nd. I think Pickens and Deontay Johnson are a pretty awesome duo they have there. And Freiermuth at tight end is excellent as well. Cincinnati, like Puffin said, number 1 class of the division with Chase Higgins and Boyd. It's just hard to beat. Just those guys, and you're in good hands.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not too bad. Oh, go ahead. Sideways.
Mine is not too bad either. It's just exactly probably like Seth's. I mean, I have the Browns at 4 as well. Just think Amari's good, but I mean, I feel like he's been doing it for a while. We'll see if he can still continue to do what he's doing. I still think that they're more of a run first offense and hit the guy when necessary. Then I have the Ravens at 3.
You got Watson there to change that whole dynamic. What are you talking about?
I still think you're good. You can still run the ball. I just think I don't think they're going to change everything. I just think that
That's why they brought Watson in to change everything. What are you talking about?
yeah. Well, I don't still trust it. I still trust it. Just because you brought him in doesn't mean anything. I mean, I still don't trust that they will do everything. I still think you're still going to rely on Chubb. I bet you Chubb's probably going to get more carries, more rushing yards, more anything else than what receiver is going to get. I can promise you. I think there's I think when you time everything like that, there's going to be more rushing. I just think there is. So number 4, that's number 4. Number 3, I have the Ravens. And the reason why is because why they find what's face
OBJ.
yeah, LBJ with his ACL, whatever. I just think his seasons are behind him. I just don't see much in him. I'm going to bring up the Chiefs again. Thank God every day we did not sign him. I did not ever want him on the team. Even last year when they were trying to bring him back.
Who? Sorry, I'm still laughing at LBJ.
Odell Beckham.
Oh, you didn't want Beckham?
I didn't want Beckham.
No, we don't want Beckham. We want Marquez Valdez Scantling. That's who we want.
Yeah. Well, I didn't care. I don't care. I didn't want him. And I do think that the rookie they drafted Flower is going to be good. I really wanted the Chiefs to draft him, but that unfortunately didn't happen. Ravens snuck in right before us and took him.
Right.
But
go Ravens.
He is I think he's going to be good for them, but he's still a rookie, and so I just don't see too much. Next, then I do have Pitt. I think that I do think they're going to spread the ball out, and Harris, like we talked about before in the rankings, he's more of a pass catcher anyways. I just think that there's going to be a lot more spreading the ball out or passing the ball around. And of course, number 1, the Bengals. I mean, last year they had 3 receivers over 700 yards. I mean, they're just not just the class of the AFC North, but the whole AFC. They have the best, in my opinion, the best receivers in all AFC. And all football actually too. They just got a lot of talent there at the wide receiver core, that's for sure.
You think they're better than the Dolphins?
I do. I think they're better than the Dolphins. I think that Higgins and Chase is just a step. I mean, a step above. Chase is like that end zone target. I mean, he's just all over the place. He can be end zone. He can beat you deep. He can do everything else. Higgins the same way. Just a monster of a man. Just freak athlete. I just think to myself, if I had to choose those receiving core and the Dolphins, I would choose the Bengals.
Wow, I would take the Dolphins.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd though gives them that.
Tyler Boyd, yeah, he's good too. Yeah, great number.
Just as a core.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
mean, three receivers over 700 yards last year.
Yeah, I'm not going to push back too much. I think you're on to something there, but I just, as far as the top 2 go, gosh, I think you got to go Dolphins, wouldn't you?
That's tough.
All right, let's go. Let's move it on to the AFC South with the Texans, Colts, and Jags. What do you got, Puff?
So at 4, I have the Texans. They're absolutely awful. There is nothing there to even talk about, so we'll move on. At number 3, I actually have the Titans. I know they brought in D-Hop.
Get the hell out of here.
But after that, Burks right now is hurt, so don't know what you're going to get out of him. Phillips, I don't even know who that is. So, and then, I mean, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm going to go with them at 3. At 2, I'm going to go the Colts. I like Pittman. I think he's really good. I think that he is one of the better younger receivers. Pierce, solid. He had 600 yards last year, so not terrible, but he's serviceable.
But don't you
And
have to
then
take
Mo
into
Alley-Cox.
effect that Richardson is going to be throwing the ball to them?
Yeah, but I think Richardson is getting a lot of unnecessary kind of jabs. I mean, nobody really. I mean, he's got a cannon for an arm and he's athletic. I don't think that he's. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's just raw and young, and he's going to have some growing pains.
That's exactly
but I'm
it.
saying talent. I'm saying the talent of the receivers. I think as a group, I think the Colts is deeper and has more playmakers than the Titans do at this point. Now, at the end of the year, it may change completely, but right now going into the season, I think the Colts are a little bit deeper. And then you have Mo Alley-Cox and that sort of thing. So, and then at number 1, I have the Jags. I think the Jags are going to be really good this year. Their receiving core is stacked. They got Kirk, Ridley, Jones, and then Evan Ingram at the tight end. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a really good year, and I think the Jags are loaded with weapons for him. Calvin Ridley looks really good after sitting out for betting. So that's kind of how I have him going into the season.
Maybe Calvin Ridley wants to join our podcast and talk about bets.
We should invite him.
Come on, Calvin, if you heard us, come join us, bud.
Come on, Calvin
We'll take
Ridley.
you.
We're waiting on
We
you, buddy.
support you. We support
That's
you.
right. Dog Awful Betting is in your corner, buddy. We will
I'll
not
send you
pay
a
your
hat.
we will not pay your fines though.
No.
All right, Seffi, we got.
I'm on board with the Texans. They're terrible. Nico Collins, Robert Woods. They did get Dalton Schultz, but CJ Stroud's got to be thinking, well, what am I doing here? Give me somebody to throw to. I have the Colts third, just because really I think the depth is worse for them than the Titans. Pittman I do like, but I mean you got Alec Pierce on the other side, and you have Richardson throwing to him. I really don't think there ain't gonna be much there this year.
I agree. Yeah.
The
hear that,
Titans.
Puff?
I guess you could call you could call Burks injury prone at this point, but he was coming on strong last year, and I think he's talented. I think that he's going to be pretty solid, especially with D Hop over there. I think he's going to be a stud again, just target monster. And you forgot about the tight end, Chigo Okonkwo. Puffin is going to be a huge target stud in there. So Titans all the way this year, baby. But I do have Jacksonville first. The deepest with Kirk and Ridley, and Zay Jones and Ingram all the way around. I think they'll be tough this year too. But that's my order.
All right, what you got, Sideways?
Well, again, unfortunately, I'm agreeing with Seth again on this one because the Texans, I mean, their starting wide receiver, they've got Vegas Nide and Parlay Puffin and Sethy Sanchez as their wide receivers. Then they're coming out and trying to win ball games with that. So, anyways, they're number 4.
I'm more of an O-lineman there, bud.
Number 3, I have the Colts. I know they're trying to improve, and as much as Parlay Puffin loves his receiver, I think he's still going to be fine. I'm just not confident in it right now. I think he's just still got some growing pains. He's got to learn a whole new system of certain things and everything else like that since he's been in the NFL. So just as soon as they can consistently get a coach in there, I'll trust it more. But the fiasco they had last year, I just want to see it on the field. Then next I have the Titans. As much as he is getting up there, he's still a stud wide receiver. He's still a veteran, very seasoned guy in Hopkins.
Who are we talking about? Oh, okay.
Hopkins. He's still good. He's still good.
Just rattling on.
I thought he was too.
So
but
I hope that they'll do good and everything like that. We'll see for Seth's sake because he's rooting on the Titans.
Let's go Titans,
and then
baby.
The Jaguars number 1. I again think that their receiving core is a lot better. They're coming out with their wide receiver Shane Jarvie, and we're just out there with great talent right now. So Jags are the team that I think is really going to come out firing this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a top 2 team in the whole AFC.
Whoa,
Just given,
easy, Tiger,
hear me out.
easy.
Just given,
I'm hearing you. Easy, buddy.
the division and everything else like that, and the games and their schedule. I think that they'll be in it. But
Yeah,
that'll be
should
for
make the
another day.
playoffs. Should make the playoffs, but number 2 is
Yeah.
a little stretch there.
Hey, we'll see.
Mr. Jarvie. All right, let's go to the AFC South.
West.
West. Let's do the AFC West. That sounds good. Let's go to the
Okay.
AFC West.
So at 4, I have the Broncos. I don't think there's much talent there. Judy is hurt at the moment. They have a rookie, and then they have Sutton. Patrick is out for the year, tore his ACL or Achilles, I believe. So I just don't think they don't have a lot of weapons there in Denver at the moment. And I don't think that that Russell Wilson's going to do much this year. I think he's pretty well cooked. At 3, I have the Chiefs at 3. I don't.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it is the way it is. The weapons outside of Kelsey. Tony is made of glass, so we don't even know if he's going to play. We've got Sky Moore, who's going to be in his second year. We've got 2 rookies, MVS, who had a decent year, but Juju's gone. There's just not a lot of proven production there outside of Kelsey. If it wasn't for Kelsey, they'd be number 4. Honestly, I don't know we don't know what they're going to do yet. Mahomes is throwing the ball, so they'll have production, but as a group, they're at 3, and they're lucky to be there for me. Number 2 is the Chargers. Williams and Allen are beasts, but they are what they are. They're the Chargers, so they'll probably be hurt week 4 and then come back in week 11, and it's kind of what they do. Number 1, I have the Raiders at number 1. Devontae is the best receiver in the entire division. It's undisputable. I think Hunter Renfrow
he got let go today, I thought.
Who?
Renfrow?
Well, I didn't. If he did, I didn't see it.
I could be wrong, but I thought I saw that somewhere.
He's number 2 on the depth chart. I don't know what they would be doing.
I'm not saying he could still be there. I thought I saw him being cut, but
he may have.
Jacoby Myers was number 2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, Jacoby.
Well, I was going to say Myers is there. When I looked at the depth chart, it showed Renfrow too, but it doesn't matter. But they have Jacoby Myers. So between those 3 guys, they had 22 touchdowns last year combined. So Austin Hooper is not one of the greatest tight ends, but he's serviceable for what they're going to do, I think, with Jimmy G. So so I've got Broncos 4, Chiefs 3, Chargers 2, Raiders 1 going into the year.
All right, what you got, Steffi Sanchez?
Okay, well, those are terrible rankings.
Okay.
So let me see what I have for the Chiefs here written down. Nobody. They're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any talk. Kelsey's old, so the Chiefs are pretty much done. Not even talking about third. I have the Raiders. Devontae is the best in the division. Behind that, there's nothing. Myers has never been impressive. Hooper's never been impressive. I'm not scared of those guys. Broncos, I have a second. Jerry Jeudy, like you said, he's injured, but he's a stud. Sutton is good. Mims has been looking good. I think the Chargers by far are number 1 with their depth. I agree. They have the 2 studs that are injury prone, but you got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams thrown out there. Palmer is very good. Yeah. And they have
he had 107 yards last year. Stop.
Quentin Johnston.
Who?
So
Palmer had 107 yards. He had like 700 yards.
107 yards according to Pro Football Reference.
Receiving yards?
Yes.
It's over 700, fool. Check that shit out. Go.
Pro Football Reference.
I'm talking about depth here. So when their 2 studs get hurt like they do,
Jordan
Palmer. Have Palmer and Quentin Johnston to put in there as well. So I think the Chargers bring the most talent and depth.
What do you see? What do you see, Puff?
I'm looking. Hang on.
Yeah, look.
Well, while he's looking, I'm just going to go
I mean,
ahead
if the
and just,
Chiefs sign Palmer right now, he's by far your best receiver.
I agree. I agree.
So,
all
I
right.
mean,
Well,
107 yards or 7 yards, he'd be your best receiver.
What do you see, Puff? What do you
I'm
see,
trying
Puff?
to find it.
Oh, now I can't find it. Now it's mysteriously hidden.
No.
well,
Hold on, Shane. I want to see his reaction when he sees his receiving yards. You see it, Puff?
Yeah, hang on.
How many yards he have last year?
He had 72 receptions for 769 yards.
What? 107 yards?
Oh, I saw.
You saw
He
wrong.
still sucks.
All right, sideways. What you got?
Touchdowns.
all right.
boy.
Well,
107 yards.
Backwards. You read it backwards.
Yeah.
I actually went
I'm
reverse
dyslexic.
here, and I went with Denver number 4. I
Good
put them
Lord.
on the lowest, and I think Sutton is good, but
He better be good. I
out-
drafted him in my fantasy league yesterday.
outside of that, I just don't know. And I had a hard time ranking this one because here's the
Uh-oh.
deal: the quarterback. I mean, Russell Wilson. Good luck. I mean, I trust the play of the coach and everything like that, but I just don't trust the play of the quarterback anymore. So we'll see. But anyways, I got them number 4. Number 3, I have the Chiefs. And the only reason why I have the Chiefs is simply this. While Kelsey is our name guy, we don't have a name guy. At least not yet.
164 for Jefferson. Look at that crap. Holy
Wow.
smokes. Live draft, boys. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, I have the Chiefs. While I do think that they are talented, it's a very unique talent. It's spread out. I don't think you're going to have someone who is going to get over 1,000 yards. You're probably going to see a lot of 500 yards here and there. Maybe Kelsey will get over 1,000 yards, but we'll see how all the wide receivers get used here. We got a lot of depth, but not necessarily some big standout.
If this was
You have a
any
lot of
other
depth.
if this was any other receiving core, you'd put it at 4 and you wouldn't waste your time with it. But no, because it's the Chiefs, they at least get ranked 3rd. Oh, they got a lot of depth. They got a lot of talent. Please spare me.
Mark my words, bud. If we stay healthy, all
Write
right.
it down right
Tony
now.
stays healthy. If Ross, you hear the name Justin Ross, just be ready,
From
bud.
Brim?
Justin Ross.
Yeah, just be ready. He's been out for the last 2 years due to injury. If he can stay healthy, look out. I'm telling you. Just remember it.
He needs
And
to go.
then
He needs to go back to the store and start selling stuff. The Ross stores. All right,
All
keep
right,
going. Who's number 2?
number 2, I got the Vegas Raiders. They just are just right there. I think they're just right there. I just don't know what more to say about them. Number 1, I have the Chargers.
Because you're all flustered because the Chiefs.
I don't have much to say about the Raiders. Raiders is Raiders. I just do not like Raiders. Chargers are this. I think that if they are healthy, again, we're speaking the word health. They're still a solid core. They still have a lot of people out there, and they, with this division, I'll be honest with you, I feel like it's probably one of the weaker ones when it comes to wide receivers. But we'll see. I mean, it's a growing one, and so we'll see what takes place. But I have, again, Denver 4, Chiefs 3, Vegas Raiders 2, and Chargers 1.
All right, that was a shitty take on that division. Let's go to the AFC East. What you got, Puff?
Already done it.
We already
covered
did it.
all 4.
That's it.
We done
We're
on
done.
4?
Yep.
Oh, all right, boys. Guess
Brr,
we'll
brr,
come
brr, brr.
back. Guess we'll tie this one up. We did. Are you? No. Oh shoot! I
yeah.
scrolled
This one
down
you
too far.
froze, Nide.
I scrolled down too far. All right, guys. Peace out. We'll come back and we'll do the NFC at some point.